Let's talk now to Sebastian Huber, who's a luxury sector lecturer at Lucerne University in Switzerland. Welcome to the programme. Good to see you. So these results are just coming out within the last hour. Hopefully you've had a time to have a quick look at them. But from what you've seen, what do you make of them?
Well, it's a tribute to the strength of the brands in the portfolio of LVMH Group. You said that they might have disappointed some investors, but overall in the current climate, I would say that the results are really solid and they show the degree of innovation and creativity that is within the group and that has once again convinced consumers around the world.
So other luxury brands have reported challenges in China. How big a slice of LVMH's profits rely on China, rely on that market?
Well, talking about China, we have to keep in mind that the Chinese are both a geography and a customer group in luxury. They travel to a big extent. They did so before COVID, and they are resuming to travel a bit less than expected. And that shows, of course, in the results of a big group like Louis Vuitton, which was an early mover to China, has established lots of retail operations in the country and has benefited from a lot of travelers around the world as well. Now, what we see in these results is that there's a significant amount of Chinese travelers going to Japan, more than expected, and that shows in the Japan numbers. However, to the rest of the world, that travel hasn't come back quite to the pre-COVID levels yet. Overall, China remains important, and the overall figures and numbers in China are challenging. The real estate market remains a troublesome area, and that has an impact on all the luxury brands operating in China.
So one big thing that LVMH is doing this year is sponsoring the Olympic Games in Paris. What's behind that strategy? Do you think it's a good move?
I think it's a very good move. It comes at a time when France is a bit of on a leadership vacuum with politics in turmoil, and that presents an opportunity to take the stage for the brands of the LVMH group. And it's much more, I think, than a sponsoring as such, in the sense that they designed some of the clothes, they designed the medals, so they really show the product competence, the creativity, the innovation connected with the sponsorship. So I think it's a very good move. It will allow the group to communicate on all channels. It will be quite difficult for other French brands to take a spot during the Olympics. So I think it's a very good move, and it resonates with people around the world, connecting in a nice way luxury to sports, which is sometimes a difficult deal to make. But in this case, I think it's a very suitable one.
So what's the outlook for the luxury market? We know, of course, in tough times, people rein in what you might call unnecessary spending. How can companies like LVMH, which encompasses things from fashion to drinks and others, perhaps evolve to cope with that?
I think for a group like LVMH, this is actually an opportunity with some of the smaller or medium-sized brands struggling at these times of uncertainty, where customer spending might contract for a certain period of time. And Bernard Arnault has hinted at some opportunities for further takeovers, adding brands to the group, which could complete the portfolio. Louis Vuitton and the group is in for the long term. They've been investing in real estate significantly, taking over interesting retail locations through ownership, and that presents a significant advantage for the longer term. So I think overall this is a good time for a group like LVMH, while maybe for the next 6 to 12 months it will continue to be difficult given the circumstances. But overall I think I have a positive outlook for the industry as such, and especially for the big group like LVMH.
Sebastian, great to talk to you. Thank you for joining us today. Sebastian Huber there from Lucerne University.